The Torah tells of Pharaoh's cruel decree that every newborn Hebrew boy was to be killed. To defy this command was to risk one's own life. Pharaoh entrusted the Hebrew midwives with carrying out this horrific order, turning them into instruments of oppression. Among those midwives were Moses' own mother and sister. Faced with a choice between obedience to tyranny and faithfulness to life, they chose courage. They refused to let Moses die. Instead, they placed him in a basket and set him afloat on the Nile, fully aware that their act of defiance could cost them everything. They did not know that this child would one day become the Redeemer of Israel. They acted not because of promised outcomes, but because saving a life was the right thing to do. These women become the unsung heroes of the story, figures we often overlook and fail to honor. Scripture tells us that God rewarded them for their bravery. Yet in our study and retelling of the biblical narrative, their quiet courage can fade into the background. And yet without them, there would be no Moses, no Exodus, no story of redemption as we know it. Their example reminds us that history and faith is shaped not only by the well-known leaders, but also by those whose faithfulness goes unnoticed. There are always people working behind the scenes, making sacrifices, taking risks, and doing what is right without recognition. Whether you are reading the Hebrew scriptures or the Christian scriptures, one powerful practice is to look for the unsung heroes. Pay attention to those whose names may be mentioned only briefly or not celebrated at all. Often it is their quiet obedience and hidden courage that make the greatest acts of deliverance possible.